K's. This one ground ball base hit, and you come back. How amazing. Fortes. And he's stepping in to chase a breaking ball.
Why is it by everything?
And May never gets this first inning back. One-two breaking ball, and then a 2-2 break. Long time. He's got back-to-back K's. This one ground ball base hit, and you come back. How amazing. Fortes. And he's stepping in to chase a breaking ball.
Why is it by everything?
And May never gets this first inning back.
It's time for Dodger Baseball.
What's going on, Dodgers Nation? Welcome to a special Saturday night edition of the Dodgers Nation post-game show. I'm your host, Doug McCain. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. And let me know down below in the comments section where you represent Dodgers Nation from tonight. Give me those city zip codes and area codes. And first and foremost, I want your grade and your biggest takeaways from Dustin May's first start in almost 16 months. Dustin May absolutely shoved. He looked dominant tonight. Yes, he had a couple walks, gave him a hit there in the first inning, but did not allow a runner after that first inning. He retired the final 13 batters he faced. We're going to break down his entire outing. I'm going to tell you why he's going to be that X factor for the Dodgers in the postseason and how LA is going to utilize him. And also, I'm looking for those comments of the night. If you get that comment of the night, we're going to celebrate, and you're going to hear one of these. If you bring those fire takes, you're going to see one of these.
Fire take.
So let's get it going, guys. Let's get down in these comment section. Here we go. Dustin Mania. Yeah, like I always say, get your tickets to Dustin Mania because it is back. It's coming to a ballpark near you. And I just thought he was absolutely fantastic. And you saw, I think the difference between Dustin May this year in the past, you can see the strength. The strength is there. He's clearly a stronger guy. He's definitely matured. He's filled out a little bit. And I think that also was, you look at that pitch mix. Today, 9 strikeouts, 4 via the curveball, 1 via the change. It only thrown 15 curveballs and 15 changeups in 19 and 20, none in 2021. And you saw 2 with that four-seam fastball. His four-seam topped out at 99.2 miles per hour. The way he challenged hitters with that elevated heater, and then also that sinker, the way he was able to have that late break, that late movement, the way he was painting corners. I thought just some of his more impressive strikeouts. I think his 7th one against Anderson, the sinker looking on the corner. I just think that he was absolutely dominant, just attacking the zone, the poise, the fire that he was on display out there. And yes, it is the lowly Marlins team, but look, he looked absolutely spectacular. I don't think that anyone could have envisioned a better really start on his first start back, going against his Marlins team and just showing the dominant stuff. And look at the spin rate on that curveball, just the highest spin that you're going to see this year. He was fantastic. But hell of a game from Big Red. That's from Doom_Sal. Dustin May maintains a 0.0 ERA. That's from Rocky J. Foray over on YouTube. Blue Heaven from 713 Texas. It's time for Dustin Mania. Georgie over on YouTube. Iris K. from Studio City, California. Let's go Dodgers Nation from Albert Reyes. Watching from Yuma, Arizona, 85364. The only negative tonight was leaving the bases loaded and not scratching a run. Yeah, I think, look, you saw this offense. They get the 2 3-run home runs, the Will Smith 3-run bomb, the JT 3-run bomb. They scored another run there thanks to that RBI by Freddie Freeman in the 3rd inning. But yeah, I think all in all, you look at the team, they go 4 for 10 with runners in scoring position. Tonight they left 7 runners on base, but their last 6 games they were hitting 140 with runners in scoring position. So definitely it was an improvement in that department tonight. And yeah, they definitely beat up on that rookie hoeing tonight, who was hoeing for the Marlins. And yeah, he ran into this buzzsaw of a Dodgers offense that was really hungry to get some runs in today. But yeah, tonight the story definitely is about Dustin May. And like I said, give me your grades for his first start. And does tonight, what you saw from him tonight, does that change just your outlook for the Dodgers in the postseason. I want to know from you guys, and then we're going to get into it. Code Red from Kim Kanar. Yeah, we got to definitely zero in on a Dustin May nickname. I think instead of Ginger Guard, how about Ginger Goat? There's so many nicknames. The Code Red, the Dodgers absolutely ordered the Code Red tonight. And yeah, he was just absolutely fantastic. I just loved, after the first inning, you could feel there was some nerves, there was some adrenaline there. Look, it's his first start back. And yeah, definitely there were some nerves there, but let's get here. We go. We got South Bay, Alex Renteria. Maybe I Crown. That's from Craig Osterberg. We got Mayday. That's from Tom Bain. Yeah, today was August. Today we're in almost late August, but tonight it was going to be May, and that's exactly what it was. And I think it was just a strong start for Dustin May, who allows just on the night, he gives up just that one hit there in the first inning, gets the dub if you're a big wins guy. And yeah, I think that he was just so impressive in the way he was able to go out there and just command that strike zone and just kind of shake off the nerves early on. I was just so impressed by Dustin May. And look, even the single he gave up, 98.4 miles per hour, it was a pretty hard hit, but nothing too crazy. It wasn't an extra base hit. He just was really looking dominant out there. And yeah, you talk about he's just the movement on his pitches is otherworldly. I'm calling him a magician because he looks like a magician out there. He's mesmerizing. And here we go. I'm not trading Cody. That's from Stan, the Rams fan. Yeah, Cody Bellinger definitely had some nice at-bats there tonight. I like how you saw him choke up a little bit. You kind of saw that knob there, almost similar to how you see Freddie Freeman. And yeah, I think Cody Bellinger's a guy. Be careful. If you're going to sell off your Cody Bellinger stock, I'm not so sure because he's we know about Cody Clutch in the postseason. I thought Chris Martin was impressive. He continues to impress and just continues to get it done in his spots there. You get 4 scoreless innings from the bullpen. They were fantastic as well. I thought Craig Ferguson, he gave the hit, but he got the punch out. But Chris Martin gets those 2 punch outs, an efficient 9 innings pitched. Phil Bickford goes 2 innings, gets 3 punch outs, gets the job done. But yeah, getting back to Cody Bellinger, he goes 1 for 3 tonight. Almost hit a home run there. It almost felt like the warning track ball in 2017, the World Series in Game 2, where just kind of died there. But hey, like I'm saying, look, I know Trace Thompson's a great story, but let's just be honest here. Cody Bellinger has gotten it done the postseason. I think if you want to trade off Cody Bellinger stock, I mean, what if the Dodgers had done that last year? Maybe the Dodgers don't beat the Giants in the NLDS. Just think about that for a second. Dustin May, I have another carnivorous lunar activity. There you go. I like that one. There we go. That take is so fire. It's a fire take. I'm going to have to cool myself down with a crisp, refreshing Jim Beam Highball Seltzer. These are really fantastic. Definitely drink responsibility. There's nothing in that cup, but definitely go get some. I'm going to have one after the show. Alex Renteria Mania. We got Cindy Mendoza. Beautiful game. Thank you, Red. Great game. Should the Dodgers have handed out red helium balloons for all fans to let loose after every strikeout? That was from Carl Summer. Carl, that's a winner, too. That's a winner, too, man. Like I was saying in the show last couple weeks, look out for those red balloons because Pennywise, it was on the mend. He was on his way back, and he showed out tonight. And yeah, I would be terrified if I was teams around the league because you just saw tonight the best team in Major League Baseball, the team that currently has an 18-game lead in the division. They lead the Astros by 6. They lead the Mets by 6.5, I believe, for best record. An 83-36, a team that has a record of 83-36. They just added a filthy freak monster in Dustin May, a guy that has a special array of pitches, and I would just be terrified if I was the rest of the league because to me, I think what really stood out was we knew that Dustin May had that filthy sinker. We know he has the heat, but I think what the carryover from last season, I was wondering was, would the four-seam fastball be there? Would he still be challenging guys with that four-seam fastball with the spin rate upstairs? Because that's what led to his improvement when it comes to swing and miss. Because you remember in 2020, his strikeout rate was almost 20%. Last season, it was almost 38%. You had a significant jump in his strikeout rate, and he did get 2 strikeouts via that four-seam fastball tonight, and that was elevated. He gets Diaz with that four-seam fastball, got Wendell swinging with that four-seam fastball, and yeah, I think that's definitely a positive sign because I was just seeing how that pitch would carry over from last season. I've seen some people with the whispers out there. Was Dustin May a sticky stuff merchant? Did he benefit from that in 2021? Well, you saw the spin rate was as high as it's ever been this season around the league. If you saw his spin rate, especially on that curveball, and then the four-seam fastball, the way he was dominating hitters with it, yeah, it was most impressive. And really, what can you say? Yes, it is the lowly Marlins team. This team, just no runs. I mean, really no runs at all for this team. Really, I mean, they get shut out again. It was the 11th shutout win of the season for the Dodgers. But, yeah, man, they definitely not getting those runs, man. Probably need to go to Taco Bell and get the big box menu if they want to get some runs, or maybe some 7-Eleven pizza and wings. But our new ace from Dave Xander. That's a hot take right there, Dave Xander.
Fire take.
That take is so fire. I'm going to have to cool it down with the nice, crisp, refreshing Jim Beam high ball. Awesome. I'm going to crush one of these after the show. But no, that's an interesting take because, look, yes, to me, you got to play the hot hand. If this guy goes on a tear, and look, I know that they're trying to. The plan has always been to build up Dustin May as a starting pitcher, to go 5 innings, to go 6 innings, and to me, I want to see him maintain some flexibility and just use him as a weapon, and still trust that Tony Gonsolin, Tyler Anderson can make starts in the postseason. But if you saw, I dropped a video earlier today, and with the addition of that third wild card team, you're going to have back-to-back games in the DS and the NLCS potentially. So having that depth in your starting rotation and having guys that can go multiple innings is going to help. And teams that have the depth, I think, are going to have the greatest advantage. And having Dustin May, a guy that he has experience coming out of the pen in the postseason. Also, it's not you saw him as a starter, but when you have a guy out there on the mound whose stuff moves more than a military family, who's an absolute sorcerer out there, I'm pretty sure he engages in pitchcraft. He's mesmerizing the magician. I think that, hey, you have to strongly consider using him in big spots, and we'll see how guys look towards the stretch run into the postseason. Julio Urias, the Urias, and Kershaw, and Gonsolin, Tyler Anderson. But tonight, if it was any indication about how he's going to perform in the postseason, he's definitely going to be a guy that could be a massive X factor. And what have I been saying for months now? Did I not say that he was going to come back and have a big impact? Because he's been putting in a lot of work even when he wasn't pitching. We're talking about studying pitch mechanics and attacking, the way he attacks hitters. So he was working even when he wasn't even able to throw, and I was very impressed. And I thought also that seeing that changeup and just the overall pitch mix, I thought was fantastic. Got 13 swings and missed tonight. Late break, he had late break, great depth. I thought the way he painted that corner with his cutter, especially to right-handed batters, was very impressive. And just, yeah, he really settled in nicely after that first inning. So we're going to get more into it. We'll talk about what this offense was able to do. Justin Turner, he had a big night tonight. I think it's pretty obvious who's our player of the game, but JT, he ends up going 2 for 5 tonight. JT goes 2 for 5, had the home run. So, yeah, great job for Justin Turner, who really has looked pretty damn good of late. And he's a guy that I think if you can keep him fresh, and you can keep him. He was actually 2 for 4 tonight with 3 RBIs, does Justin Turner. And, yeah, if you look at the way he's performed, he has his 8th home run, first bomb for JT since July 7th. So it had been a while since he's had a bomb. But, yeah, he's starting to really pick it up offensively. He's has a 528 OPS for the month of August. But, yeah, it was nice to see him. He got a hit last night. He goes 2 for 4 tonight. They really need him to really get going. But, hey, T-Mac from Albuquerque, New Mexico, the 87123. Manager Roberts is on fire. Yankees Aaron Boone is cold. Rod Wells with some Dave Roberts love on the Dodgers Nation postgame show. I think I'm going to pass out. But, hey, here's a Let's Go Dodgers. Yeah, the Yankees, they're flailing. It's the curse of the Galileo. Joey Gallo curse is in effect. Repping the 951, Craig Osterberg gives Dustin May an A. Dodgers, hoeing, hepatitis C, yeah, later. You guys know I'm Ron Burgundy. I read whatever's on the screen. D-Mac and D-May, Mr. Cat. Hey, I like that. D-May _LA. I'll tell him to change it. No, he's D-May the Beast. 9 out of 10 for Dustin May from Wesley Niwa. A new ace, Tandy. You guys have up already elevating him to that ace level. And that's what I love about post-game shows, guys, because like I always say, we are in the business of overreacting. And when you see a start like that, you can't help but be impressed. Now, do I think you ultimately leapfrog him to the ace? I think that's a little premature, especially when you consider how Julio Urias has performed. Look, I don't call him the Urias for nothing. I still think he is going to be the Dodgers' Game 1 starter in the NLDS, and I think that he's earned that right. But like I said, Dustin May, we'll see how he performs against better competition. We know this Marlins team, they just don't score a lot of runs. They throw up a lot of donuts, and, yeah, they definitely got dominated at home. But still, when you consider the fact that he hadn't pitched almost 16 months, it was 15 months and 2 weeks to be exact, for him to come out of the gates and dominate big league competition the way he did, you just can't help but have that in the back of your mind. So I feel you on that. Ginger Jesus, yeah, I guess we can call Dustin May Ginger Jesus 2.0. That's from 757 Flipper with the Ginger Jesus. How about Red October? Yeah, that's what I was saying last in 2020. In 2020, I was saying it's going to be a Red October, but hopefully we have a Red October and a Red November. But I love that one from my man David P. over on YouTube. Killing the game as always. Order code RED66. That's from Georgie. JT Homer felt vintage. Yeah, it definitely did. Justin Turner, the way he was able to get a hold of one tonight. Yeah, I mean, look, he's going to get... For JT, I think that he's in a spot where he's not expected to be the number 3 hitter that is expected to carry this Dodgers offense. So I think he's in a good spot from that standpoint. But, yeah, I mean, it was the classic Justin Turner home run, an 0-1 count, and he just lifts that sinker inner half, and he just hits it over the left field wall. So, yeah, I thought it was a great home run by Justin Turner, his 8th of the year, his first since July 7th. So the power has been down for JT. I also thought another takeaway from the offense overall was great 2-strike hitting. 7 of their, what was the number? 7 of their 12 hits came with 2 strikes tonight. So, yeah, they did a nice job hitting with 2 strikes. I thought they made things tough for Hoeing, and that's definitely a nightmare it's a nightmare for an opposing team to make your big league debut against the BWO, as I like to call them, the Blue World Order. So, yeah. And then you talk about the bottom of the first inning. Mookie Betts, he grounded to second for the first out. Trey Turner, he reached on an infield single to third. And Trey Turner, he 70, that on the top of my head, that's like his 74th infield single since 2019, which is tops in all of Major League Baseball. And then Freddie Freeman, he singled to right on the first pitch, a curveball inner half. And then Will Smith, a 1-0 count, hitter's count. And that's just not the pitch you want to throw to Will Smith. Sinker, inner half, he gets his hands in, and he crushed it. 403 feet. That put the Dodgers up 3-0. And Will Smith, his 18th home run of the season. He is legend. Will Smith just getting it done, and still an absolute damn shame that he is not an all-star, because Will Smith, you're my all-star. You're an all-star in my book. And then Justin Turner, he follows that up by grounding out to third, and then Muncy, he strikes out swinging. So the Dodgers get 3 runs on 3 hits there in the first inning. They strike first blood. But here we go. Bickford looked a whole lot better tonight. That's from Michael over on YouTube. Yeah, you got to give Phil Bickford a lot of credit, and then you got to put a lot of value in guys that can go multiple innings, relievers that can go through that up-down, as they like to call it. And if you look at Phil Bickford's line tonight, he goes 2 innings, gave up 1 hit, had 3 punch-outs. So I like the way he was punching guys out, struck out, had 3 strikeouts tonight, and also Phil Bickford, he was getting ahead in the count, too. I think that's really big for him, too. 6 for 7 on first pitch strikes for Phil Bickford. So the fact that he gets ahead in the count the way he did and was able to execute pitches, yes, he did have a nice lead, but hey, don't kid yourself. With the competition on this team, you saw Reyes Maranta. By the way, whoever called him bruised our cholesterol, not cool, by the way. Not cool. But, R.I.P. Reyes Maranta, guys that basically have there's so much competition on this team that, yeah, you always want to perform well no matter what situation that you were put in. And I think, I think Bickford, he looked really, really good. I thought the strikeout to Wendell, that 4-seam fastball, just the movement on it, the late break, hitting 94. And, I think in the 9th inning, too, I think the location when he got LeBlanc there on 3 pitches, dotted that 4-seam fastball on the outer half there. So, yeah, definitely a fantastic showing for Phil Bickford tonight. I think he pitched really well. Did give up that 1 hit to Birdie on that slider, just kind of caught a little too much of the plate. And that's kind of the issue when it comes to Phil Bickford, just leaving stuff out over the plate. If he works the edges, works the black, and his stuff has natural movement on it, he's going to go out there and he's going to be able to be effective. But, yeah, D-May, that's the story tonight. 9 punchies, 2 walks. Kathy, hey, D-Mac, Dustin May pitched stellar. That's from Kathy over on Facebook. I like this one. Kenny, I'm going to have to give you some love. Dustin Mayhem. I'm feeling that. You're going to get one of these. You win. And for that, I'm going to have to, after the game, enjoy a Jim Beam high ball seltzer, these best seltzers in the game. Go get you a 12-pack because I'm going to definitely crush a pack after the game. Manager Roberts with 83 wins. Wow. Rod Wells. Did Dave Roberts hire a PR guy who's flooding the comments? Because, yeah, definitely a lot of Dave Roberts love down here. But, yeah, let's go into the comments where maybe next start May will go 6, maybe even 7 innings. That's from Gordon. Amez D-Mac, would you start D-May or use him as a bullpen weapon in the playoffs? That's from Alex Renteria. I think that's a really good question because look, if he can go out there and give you 5-6 innings, efficient, dominant, especially against better big league postseason competition, teams like the Braves or the Mets or the Brewers or whoever they're going to be facing in the postseason, if you can go out there and shove against teams like that, then there's no question. You give him the ball and you see how many innings you can get from him right out of the gate. If that means 5, 6, or 7 innings, then you're happy with it. But if you see a situation where Tony Gonsolin and Tyler Anderson and Clayton Kershaw, they're still performing well. We know Kershaw, he's going to start no matter what, and same with Julio Urias. If you trust in Anderson and Gonsolin, don't forget Andrew Heaney. I think Dustin May, the interesting thing is, do you see him in a Julio Urias-like role where you saw Julio, he started games. Remember, he started game for the World Series. You saw him start games in the 2020 postseason and also give you multiple innings of relief out of the pen because those high-leverage innings late, they're very important. But if you're going to get guys like Blake Trinan back, and we saw Evan Phillips continue to dominate, and Tommy Kahnle could be back. Danny Duffy, apparently his season isn't over. It's an interesting idea, but like I mentioned earlier in the show, you are going to have back-to-back days. Here's $10 from AM, a super chat. Appreciate you. That $10, it goes towards Trey Turner's extension. I'm going to be dropping a video on that in the next couple of days. We're going to put it towards that offer. It worries me that we got all our hits off a guy on his first major league game. If our pitching falls apart, we are going to be in trouble. May was amazing, though. Are you serious? AM, first of all, you gave me $10, so I'm not going to go at you too hard. But this offense, the way this offense has performed all season long, averaging little over 5.3 runs per game, this offense has been fantastic. Yes, they've gone through a little bit of a cold spell late, and it happens. But tonight you get 2 home runs and 2 3-run home runs, and that's how you win in Major League Baseball in 2022. What do I always say? If you want the dub, you've got to slug. And also this team, the Dodgers, they lead all of Major League Baseball with a 784 OPS. They are currently 5th with 159 home runs. I mean, this team, they continue to perform well. And also, one of the big issues that this team has had in the past is we've seen them struggle against left-handed pitching. Well, this year, they have a 752 OPS versus southpaws. That's good for 6th in all of Major League Baseball. And one topic of conversation always seems to be how this Dodger team performs with runners in scoring position. This year so far with runners in scoring position, the Dodgers, they're one of the better teams in all of baseball. This year with runners in scoring position, the Dodgers have a 794 OPS. That's good for 3rd in baseball. So this team, offensively, they produce all season long. The big three, I don't even think it's a big three. I think it's a fantastic 4 when you include Will Smith. And then Max Muncy, he's been hotter than the devil's armpit in the month of August. So this offense, I'm not worried about it at all, especially when you talk about the influx of talent this season you got Joey Gallo, you got Trace Thompson, guys coming off the bench, and you don't have all that scrap heap, bottom of the barrel types junk that we saw last season. And I don't want to name names, but the talent's better this season. You just got to stay healthy. But I think that offensively, this team, they have the firepower. Don't forget the big addition of Frederick of Hollywood, Freddie Freeman. We got Dustin May. I have another. We have Frank Sanchez says Roberts is a tool. Love how the Yankees keep losing. That's from Iris K. The Night of the Gingers, Tom Bain. That sounds like that could be a headline. I love that. If you guys want to do some faux headlines, drop those down below. But Tom Bain, I love that one. The Night of the Gingers. You got Ginger Jesus 1.0 and Ginger Jesus 2.0 with Dustin May and Justin Turner. Penny May, he's money and scary. I like that guy, Jupiter. Yeah, if you have any code red, any Dustin May nicknames, you guys know I call him Dustin Mania, but we heard Dustin Mayhem tonight. We got Stan the Rams fan who says Red Blur over on YouTube. Someone said Mayhem. Yeah, that one's fire. I'm feeling that one. Urias, Gonzo, Anderson, May, Kirsch, forget about it. That's from Carnivorous Lunar Activity. Yeah, drop your postseason rotation down below. Ginger, Jesus, that's from Nick Shrook over on YouTube. What up, Nick? Always rocking with us, man. I appreciate you. Trace, Gallo, Dustin may be too nasty. Yeah, Dustin may be too nasty. I like that one. Glad Doc rested the starters. He doesn't do that enough. That's from Nick Shrunk. Yeah, I mean, I think the issue with that is these guys love to play. Mookie Betts, Trey Turner, Freddie Freeman, they love to post each and every day, but Oregon player does rock. Yeah, Dieterle, he's a great guy. He's a really friendly guy. Talked to him a few times, and this guy is a master at his craft. And we saw another master class today after the Dodgers when they went up 7-0. What happened? You heard the dun 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 dun, the NFL song after the Dodgers were able to go up 7-0. And yeah, the bottom of the third inning, Mookie Betts, he hits a leadoff single and more two-strike hitting. He fell behind that count 0-2 early, fouled a sinker off, took a changeup looking for strike two. And then he takes a ball, fouled off 2 pitches, takes a ball to load the count. And on the 7th pitch of the at-bat, he takes a sinker on the outer half and he singled to center. A great piece of hitting there by Mookie Betts, who's really starting to heat up once again. So that's another thing too. Mookie Betts definitely starting to really heat up of late. Yesterday he flirted with the cycle. You heard Joe Davis mention that he's hit 1 cycle in his career. So yeah, Mookie Betts definitely really starting to turn it up, an 850 OPS in his last 6 games. So that's definitely trending in the right direction. Then after that, Trey Turner, he reached on another infield single and also on with 2 strikes. So he fell down quickly 0-2. Then on the 3rd pitch, he singled on a sinker. And then Freddie Freeman with runners on first and second. Freddie Freeman on a 2-2 count. He singled to left center. That scored Mookie Betts. That made it 4-0 Dodgers. And then after that, Will Smith. Nice at bat. He was having the count 2-0, hitters count, and then on the full count, he took a sinker looking on the outside corner, low and away for strike 3. And then Justin Turner, like we mentioned earlier, on a 0-1 count, he crushed a bomb 398 feet, 8th of the year. And that made it 7-0 Dodgers. And after that, Muncy ground out to first. Thompson singled to left. So it's nice to continue to see him have success. And Belly, he flied to right. A better at bat. He took 3 straight pitches outside, and then he took a sinker low and inside and a sinker on the outer half, and then he flew out. But yeah, Dodgers got 4 runs on 5 hits. 4 runs on 5 hits in that inning, and yeah, you could tell 7 runs was going to be all the Dodgers needed to win this one today. But yeah, what are your thoughts on your starting? I want your starting rotation for the Dodgers in the postseason, because I've seen a lot of you guys down below in the comments already say Dustin Mania, the Magician, Dustin Mayhem, that you want to see him potentially be the Dodgers ace in the postseason. How do you feel about that? Because yeah, that's an interesting one. But yeah, congrats to JT, hit his 160th career home run tonight. But back into this comment section, here we go. Dodgers get the dub tonight. They win by a final score of 7-0. Their 11th shutout win of the season. The story, of course, is all about Dustin Mania. Here we go. Let me get there we go. Greatest lineup ever from Chris Sargo. Amazing. Gary A., I'm feeling that. It's a fire take.
You win.
Nick Shrunk. 1 second here, guys. Rick Shrunk over on YouTube. He says the Dodgers' run differential is amazing. Yeah, if you look at how this team continues to add on to that run differential, it's absolutely impressive. I mean, it's now sitting at 257. They're a plus 257 on the year. That's how much the Dodgers have outscored their opponents by. They're creeping up to 113 win pace. And yeah, this team is definitely the greatest Dodger team that I've ever seen. The current record for most wins in a season is 106. The Dodgers are on pace to really obliterate past that. I picked them to win 107 games, but this team is just different. When you talk about run scoring and run prevention, a 257 run differential, the second best team, the Dodgers are at plus 257. The second best team is the New York Mets at 125. That is the second best team. So, I mean, the Dodgers have the Dodgers have more than twice what the second best team has in the New York Mets when it comes to the overall run differential. So they've been fantastic. Crumble should have been released instead of Maranta. Yeah, I mean, hey, D-Mac, how many runs do they average versus pitchers with ERAs below 3? Yeah, that's a good question because playoffs will be full of them. BC, it's a fantastic point, and I think you've heard me make that point on this show. Hitting postseason pitching is different. When you run into the DeGroms and when you run into the Frieds and the Scherzers and these bullpens with the Matzik like we saw last year, I mean, it's definitely a different story. And, yeah, I mean, just look at how they versus Brady Singer, they got pretty much dominated again. So this team, yeah, we've seen them struggle against some hurlers this season, but I still think this team, when you look at top to bottom, all the pressure they put on the opposition, especially when you get guys going in the bottom of that lineup, the Chris Taylors, the Cody Bellingers, hopefully. The Gavin Lux is another guy that is just a difference maker this season that's absolutely turned the corner. I still believe in this offense. I think the big question for me, I guess, is we know Freddie Freeman. We know he has produced in the postseason. We know that Max Muncy, when he's healthy, he's going to produce in the postseason. But I think the big question is, what will we get from Trey Turner? Because this is a big year for Trey Turner, a platform season. He's going to be a free agent after this season. And we know if there is a negative when it comes to Trey Turner, it's how he's performed in the postseason. He has a 561 OPS in 167 at-bats, 179 plate appearances. So I think he's due to really have that breakout postseason. I hope we see that. And if he does, he's going to cash in. It's going to be money in the bank. It'd be great for him. But Yankees bad karma from trading Galileo. Y'all know you miss Souza Jr., Anthony Keane. Look, my thing with Souza Jr., he was so great at impersonating all the Dodgers hitters. Why didn't he just do that when he was at the plate? Just impersonate Mookie Betts at the plate. You'd probably have more success. Now, I'm messing. He's a cool dude. 99 Red Balloons out from Nick Shrunk over on YouTube. Here's your postseason rotation. Eric Flores says Urias, Gonsolin, Kirsch, Mr. Anderson. Gary A says Catman, Urias, Anderson, May. I like that. Tony Gonsolin's another guy that he's absolutely impressive. He had an ERA over 4 for the month of July, but he's definitely gotten back to his winning ways. Tony Gonsolin is a guy that I really think that, you look, a 9.45 postseason ERA. He's given up 6 home runs in his postseason career. A small sample size, but I think Tony Smokes is definitely a guy that's really just brimming with confidence. And if you look at his ERA on the month, 18 2/3 innings, he's allowed 1 earned run in 3 starts this month, a .48 ERA after having a 4.40 ERA, allowing 15 earned runs in 30 2/3 innings in July. So definitely, we all talked about that Gonsolin regression, and we're waiting for that shoe to fall. And he definitely had some down starts, especially if you look at home against the Nationals, gave up the home run, allowed 4 earned runs. At St. Louis, gave up 5 earned runs, allowed the home run. Definitely had some down starts, but he has absolutely turned around, and he's definitely found a second win. But D-Mac, do you know the last time the 2 leaders in hits were on the same team? I don't ever recall seeing that before on this team. That's a really good question, Anthony Keane. I'll do some research for you. I promise I'll get that for you for the next team. I mean, you talk about 2 absolutely prolific hitters on the same team, and I mean, it's just like a competition. It's like what if you had Sosa and McGuire on the same team back in '98, right? It'd be wild. But where are we at, D-Mac? What up, Ricky, over on YouTube? Give Kimber the boot. That is from Jason Diamond over on YouTube. Hader needs a break from closing. Yeah, man, Josh Hader. What happened to Josh Hader, man? He absolutely lost his confidence. And I believe his ERA is, I want to say, over 16, something crazy like that. I mean, he has just been, he's had an absolute meltdown at this point for the San Diego Padres. I mean, Josh Hader was once one of the best closers in the game, one of the most feared relievers that you're ever going to see. And I think I'm pretty sure that's what Bob Melvin said, right? That Josh Hader needs a break from closing. I mean, geez, man. That was crazy, man. At one point, he had more saves than Jesus this year, but nope, I guess it's not happening. But Dustin from David P. Gary A. Catman, Urias, Anderson, May, no-brainer. Yeah, so you don't want Kershaw. I mean, Kershaw's going to start. If Kershaw's healthy, and he has a feel for that slider. He can still be absolutely effective. I like that Pika Pete. May needs a new nickname, Red Rum. I like that, man. You got the Pennywise, the Red Rum, and it is a nightmare for opposing teams. But, yeah, I think we are going to have a red October, and I think that he's going to be one of the biggest stories. And, look, I think he's a guy that has been waiting for this and even talked about sitting on the couch last season and wanting to help this team. Now he has a big opportunity to help this team, and I think there's a lot of pressure on the guy, especially when you consider that Walker Buehler has gone down with an injury and he won't be able to help this team. Yeah, I think Dustin May, he's got this stuff. There's no question about it. When you continue to break down this outing, let's look at that top of the first inning. Actually, I like that Dustin is the maestro. That's from Kathy. That's fire over there. Dustin May, I like Trey's Gallo season 2022. Dustin, may I have some frosted flakes? There you go. D-Mac, when is Kershaw coming back? Hey, he's already throwing, and you'll see him back very soon. I mean, Clayton Kershaw is the good thing about Clayton Kershaw is it wasn't anything doing with his arm, right? I think sorry guys, let me get some water here. So yeah, he threw on a mound, and it basically, he hadn't thrown for a few weeks, so Doc said basically another BP, a simulated game, and then potentially an activation. That's what he said, I believe, today. So Kershaw, you're going to probably see another bullpen session, and then he's going to face hitters. And the Dodgers, they really haven't made a decision as far as if he's going to have a rehab assignment or just a simulated game before they reinstate him off the IL. But, you saw before he came back, my friend Tim Rogers, he was at his rehab start in Rancho. So we'll see what happens with that. But he's definitely on the mend. He's definitely trending in the right direction. So ramming, please. We got Trey is going to show out. That's from Tom Bain. Yeah, do you guys have confidence that Trey Turner will turn around that 567 postseason OPS? We got Pika Pete up. Trey better show up in the postseason for the Dodgers. We got Bruce Davis, Catman, not proven himself in the postseason. D-Mac, yeah, but this is a great opportunity. Remember that he was really misused in 2020 when they waited 16 days to start him, but also he's just a different pitcher now. The way he's attacking the strike zone, the way he used that curveball and he uses breaking stuff to get the quick outs, to get the ground ball outs, and you've seen him face the order a third time around. You've seen him go deep into games this year. You've seen him make his first All-Star team. You see that strut he does around the mound. The cat has become a lion this season, so I wouldn't compare this version of Tony Gonsolin to any previous iterations. I think he's absolutely unlocked his potential this season, and the velo is actually slightly down. I mean, we used to see him pumping 96 and even high 96 before he had that shoulder inflammation, but really it's about the location. It's the way he used that fastball to really get guys to foul balls off, to keep them off balance, to throw that curveball that we see so effective against lefties. You see him use that slider, that filthy split change, bottom of the zone. So I think the important thing for Tony Gonsolin is just to attack the zone and have that confidence. I think he definitely has that, and I think that he's a guy that he's salivating and he's really running at the opportunity to really change his postseason reputation. Dustin May, I like that Rick Williams. Yeah, he was dusting him tonight, man. 9 punch-outs. I mean, he had a 50% strikeout rate tonight. He struck out 9 of the 18 batters he faced, 11 with the curveball, 1 with the change, 2 with the four-seam fastball that topped out at 99.2 miles per hour, 2 with that sinker that topped out at 98.8 miles per hour. And I also thought early on in that first inning, Austin Barnes was calling tons of those fastballs. I wanted to see a little more breaking stuff. So hide Kimbrel's glove. That's from Nick Shrunk. Oh, wow. Hide Kimbrel's glove. I like that one. That's a fire take. I'm gonna have to cool down.
Fire take.
I have to cool down with the Jim Beam high ball for that one, man. Here we go. We got I'd trade Bobby Miller for Sandy Alcantara straight up. Yeah, who wouldn't? I mean, no, but D-Mac, I love you a long time. Thanks, Nando390. Right back at you guys. But here we go. Top of that first inning. 1-2 pitch to Joey Wendell. He singles to right on a cutter that caught a little too much of the plate. And then next batter, 2-2 pitch to Birdie. He gets him swinging with the slider, bottom of the zone for the first out. And then 2-2 pitch to Aguilar. He strikes him out swinging with a nasty two-seamer down and in for the second out. And then you start to see D-May was cooking. He's actually started to really miss some pitches, and that's where he just kind of lost his command temporarily. He throws 8 straight balls. He walked Bleday on 4 pitches, missing arm side with that fastball, cutter, and sinker. And then he walked Anderson on 4 pitches, missing arm side as well. So save for that little stretch right there, the command really returned after that. Then with the bases loaded and Fortes at the plate, he gets up in the count 0-2, and then he misses low and away with his slider to make it 1-2. And then on the 1-2 count, he got him to chase a slider down and away for the third out. So he gave up a hit, allowed 2 walks, loaded the bases, but he looked filthy as ever. He struck out the side. If you look up filthy in that dictionary, it's just a video of Dustin May striking out Manny Machado, and just embarrassing there. But he threw 26 pitches in that inning, but the rest of the way in the final 4 innings for Dustin May, he ended up throwing 45 pitches, average of 11.25 pitches per inning. So he really settled in very nicely. We have a 1-2-3 punch, BTF, try to get them out. That's from Jose Rodriguez. Kathy, hater probably hates, shame Diego, and regrets. Fire take, finish him. Playoffs Kershaw, Gary A has the covering your eyes emoji. Dustin, Cowboy May. Yeah, you just got beat by Dustin, the Cowboy Man May. Yeah, I think that right now the Padres clubhouse is super toxic, especially with Machado around being a hypocrite. That's from Ford all day over on YouTube. BC, imagine Kimber reeling off 20 scoreless innings. We got Mayday, a.k.a. Bozo, kills it over from Tape It over on YouTube. We got IB stroking. What up, my man? Just like that, just like they did to Kenley, he was drafted as a catcher. Yeah, converted catcher. Gordon, Mitch White was a 2nd-round pick, and Gonson a 9th-round pick in the same draft. Yep. The Catman and Tony the Tiger on the same team. We got Ernest and Julio Gallo. We got Carnivorous Lunar Activity. It was good to see Bueller's better half tonight. No. Yeah, I think she threw out the first pitch, right? We got David P. What is the Dodgers' weakness when trying? I think the Dodgers' weakness, really, at this point, you have to say it's the back end of that bullpen, and you would have to say it's Craig Kimbrell or whoever they decide is closing games, because we're going to see if he's able to turn things around, or if he's just going to have all of Dodgers Nations with their bunch clenched, getting our heart rates up, and we're going to have to send him that therapy bill, because, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a sink or swim moment for him. He's determined to turn things around, but I would say that was definitely a weakness at this point. D-Mac, we got, man, what's my favorite drink? Man, pretty much whiskey straight up. Give me a Capri Sun. I like Capri Suns too. Those are fire. Give me a nice, good old-fashioned. That's good. Chug. Yeah, what up, man? You know they call me D-Mac, Doug McCain, Chug McCain. D-Mac's your throat good. Yeah, plenty of some more LMAO. Oh, what is the Dodgers? Oh, we got, yeah, and then so jumping to the top of the second, 0-2 to Diaz. May strikes him out swinging with a 4-seam fastball up in the zone for the first out. And then on the 1-2 pitch to Rojas, he gets him to foul first with the 2 outs, 4-seam fastball. So that's the other thing tonight. Tons of soft contact, tons of ground ball outs, not a lot of loud outs against D-May. And that's because the late break, the depth of his stuff is just so filthy. And the next batter on the 0-1 count, he gets Encarnacion to ground to short to end the inning. So a 1-2-3 inning on 11 pitches. He established that 4-seam fastball up in the zone, used it to punch out Diaz to start the inning, just elevated. The command was much sharper. Then we jump to ringworm alert. That's from Mike Saldana. Dustin May could lead the Chargers in receiving yards. That's from David P. Chris, DN postgame show best in the business. Hey, I appreciate you guys, but hey, you guys are all involved in this production. When we win the Emmy, all of our names are going to be on it, right? All you guys out there, because this is your show. I'm just hosting at the Man of the Fan, so you guys are just as responsible. But I appreciate that comment, my man. Thanks for rocking with us, as always. We got Anthony King. Trey going for that bag. No better showcase than the postseason. This might be the only time he has a good run. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, PED, the ultimate PED is just the platform season, right? The contract year, and he's going to have money on his mind. And, I just think more importantly, too, he's just a guy with a lot of pride that he hears those whispers. I'm telling you, all players, I'm not going to name names, but players have hit me up in the DMs. They check what people are saying about them. They do, right? And they absolutely know the pulse of the fan base. And Trey Turner is a guy that you know that he wants to show out and he wants to get that bag, and I'm hoping that bag is from the Dodgers. You see him sliding with the best slide, the smoothest slide in the history of baseball, but I want to see the Dodgers take a page out of Trey Turner's book, and I want to see them slide over a big paycheck and have him sign that extension and get this big three together. D-Mac sent you a super chat. Thank you, do_Sal. Appreciate you. That's going towards carne asada fries. That's going towards some, some of Trey Turner's extension money. Man, it's going to be fire. But maybe some enchiladas. Big Blue Wrecking Crew, Robert Wilson, D-Mac, please never leave us. I missed the Dodger game watching Manti Te'o documentary. Yeah, Mike Saldana, I saw that. That was crazy. D-Mac is self-made. I like that. Nick Strunk, you always bring those fire takes, man. Jump to that top of the third. 0-2 pitch. He strikes out Wendell with a fastball up. Then first pitch to Birdie. He gets him to ground. Right back to the pitcher. And I thought that was a big moment for Dustin May. I think that moment where he gets that comebacker and he just sidearms it, just fires it. That just lets you know he is back and he's feeling good and he's not worried about that arm. I think that was just a very subtle moment. Not a big play in the game, but I just think that he was just so confident tonight, and he just looked like a man amongst boys on that mound tonight. I mean, just so intimidating with that mound presence, 6'6". Man, if I was at the plate, I'd run away it was just crazy to see what he was able to do tonight. It was very impressive. But hello from Maywood. Yeah, Maywood. I like that from Chewy Torres. Then after that, first pitch, and then on the 2-2 to Aguilar, he gets him to ground to short for the third out. So another 1-2-3 inning on 11 pitches. That slider was working for him, the fastball, and he was all the way settled in. Now jump to the top of the fourth. He strikes out Blade on the 3 pitches. First strikeout with that changeup, and first strikeout, and he had thrown exactly 15 changeups total in 2019 and 2020 combined. Very small sample size in 2019 and then 2020. Didn't throw one in 2021, and he has discussed that he was excited to see it in action. And I thought that the way that tailed away, man, you just give him another weapon. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. It's like giving a superhero another superpower. But I mean, then after that, on a 3-2, a sinker on the outside corner, got another strikeout. And then on the 2-2 pitch, he struck out Fortes. So strikes out the side in the fourth. So, I mean, twice in this game, you saw him strike out the side. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, I think the next big step is let's see him do this against better competition, because let's be honest, this Marlins team, from an offensive standpoint, they're a 52-68 team, but, I mean, they're still big leaguers. I don't care what anyone says. Dustin May absolutely shoved tonight, and look at that bottom of the fourth inning, the top of the fourth. Just got Birdie swinging with that changeup, got Anderson looking with that sinker. I thought that was one of his most impressive pitches on the night too, because a 3-2 count, he misses with a curve ball twice on the fifth pitch, kind of missed way outside glove side, and then he misses glove side with the curveball again. Then on the seventh pitch, he just dots that sinker on the outside corner, low and away, and he gets him looking at strike 3. And then he comes back and he gets Fortes to strike out with that curveball. So the way he was striking that curveball tonight, I thought was definitely one of the big takeaways as well, because that curveball was a big-time money pitch for D. May. In the top of the fifth inning for May, he got Diaz to ground to second for the first out. Light work. Rojas, he got him to line out on a sinker, and then he gets Encarnacion swinging on 3 pitches, again with that curveball. So, that was the fifth inning. I mean, he gets through that on 8 pitches. So, he was just great tonight. And then we talked about how Bickford looked going 2 innings. I thought Chris Martin was very impressive tonight. I mean, Chris Martin is a guy that, he's really starting to improve his stock with Dodger fans. You're seeing him start to really take on the teachings of the Dr. Pryor, Sensei Dr. Pryor out there, and he's really, I think, a guy that's proven that he could definitely possibly be a weapon. I thought the way he struck out Fortes using that curveball as well, and just look at that pitch sequencing. He goes sinker, cutter, curve, and he's a guy that has been throwing a lot of fastball this season, and he comes back and gets Diaz swinging after falling behind the count 2-0. He gets from that four-seam fastball. So Chris Martin, hey, man, he's living La Vida with the Dodgers. So here we go. Braves beta. Kid hasn't been here in a minute. Yeah, because Braves worsa. Okay, that's just the reality of that. And I think at that point, I think that the Braves, I think Braves beta has moved out of his parents' basement, and I think he's basically living in the penthouse at the Ritz-Carlton, or at least that's what he's telling his parents the attic is. Okay, I think that's what he's doing these days. Red Dawn from IB Strokin, bring up Pedro Baez, Jamie Lannister. Actually, he's done, man. He's done with the Dodgers. Really, I mean, the injuries, he's been released. So yeah, unfortunately, he's just never able to get back. And the velocity of his fastball just really wasn't able to improve. But D-Mac, can I watch the World Series with you, David P? Hey, man, you never know. We'll see what's up. D-Mac is prices. Hey, man, prices. Everyone has a price, man. My price is $10 super chat, apparently earlier. But thanks, guys, for rocking with us. May is a game changer. But hello from Diamond Bar from Anthony Madrid. Mayflower, I like that one from Nick Shrunk. D-Mac, D-Mac-alicious. A demaculate Indian. How about that? They should. D-Mac, I hope Friedman is listening when you say how much you want Trey Turner back. I still think I was very dumb not to offer him. I still think it was very dumb not to offer him an extension at the beginning of the season. That's from Katarina. Yeah, look, there's a couple ways to think about that. You know, it's like when you go to get a haircut, you don't pay the barber before you get the haircut, right? If you're the Dodgers, maybe you want to see how this year was going to play out. Do you think that Gavin Lux could be a viable option at shortstop? Do they want to monitor his progress as a player? In my opinion, I think that they have designs of bringing Trey Turner back, and I think that they want to see how mutual the interest was. And I'm not going to tip out too much of this video I'm going to drop, but it definitely feels like it is trending in a better direction than it was in the past with Trey Turner and the Los Angeles Dodgers. I think that he pretty much has debunked this whole myth that he doesn't want to sign with a team on the West Coast. And even if that wasn't true, that just would be bad business by Trey Turner to make that a known fact. I mean, from a leverage standpoint, if he was going to sign with the Phillies or another team out there, maybe the Cubs or some other team, why would you want to basically not have the Dodgers as a leverage play? So I think that really it kind of comes down to, when you talk about not offering him a contract before the season, I do think one positive from that, to get back to your question, I forgot who asked, Katarina over on YouTube. To get back to your question, I think one of the positives, though, was the transparency, was how forthright the Dodgers were, where they didn't just not offer him one, they actually informed him that they weren't going to offer him one. So I do think that wasn't a slap in the face necessarily. I just think that the Dodgers also dealing with the Trevor Bauer situation. Maybe they wanted some clarity with that. They maybe wanted to see who they could potentially pick up in a trade if they had to take on a salary. You never know. But I definitely think the Dodgers, I mean, right, you would expect that they intend to try to bring him back. It just depends on the contract he's after. And look, at the end of the day, he has to want to be here, and it's not always how much they can offer him. Remember, last offseason, the Dodgers, they did offer Max Scherzer $72 million. He ends up signing for $130 million, where Stephen Cohen was basically spending money like a drunk sailor over there, and he was basically overpaying for him. I think, what we hear Max Scherzer say after that? Well, oh, yeah, I wanted to be in New York because their training facility is close to where I live in Jupiter, Florida, and this and that. So, yeah, I mean, location is definitely, it's like pitching, it's like real estate. It's location, right? And sometimes that is a factor. But here we go. Wait, what did Jose say? I want to see his good one. Jose, Dustin may be Dustin these foos. Jose Rodriguez, bring in that fire, man. What love may bring. I love that, Ricky. Yeah, his name just lends itself to so many fun from nicknames. Dustin Mania, Code Red. He's mesmerizing. He's the magician. We need D-Mac merch. Hey, man. I'm going to get some. Hey, man, we'll cook something up, man. We'll cook something up for sure, just for you, my man. D-Mac, when are the Dodgers going to extend you? You're the best catcher in baseball, Jamie Lannister. I think Jamie Lannister over on YouTube, you bring up a really good point that I do think that is a move that not a lot of people talk about, where you could extend a Will Smith, and I think Will Smith is a guy that could be open to some extension talks. I mean, I think you've seen the fact that from an offensive standpoint, since he stepped onto the scene, he's a guy that has established himself as the best offensive catcher. And look, if you're the Dodgers, you could really possibly save some money in the long term because he still has 3 arbitration years left, 2023, 2024, and 2025, and he'd hit free agency at age 30. So maybe if you sign him to a 5-year contract or something like that, and you kind of wipe out some of those arbitration years. So, yeah, it's definitely an interesting conversation, and maybe it's something that could get done in the offseason. But, I mean, of course, Diego Cartaya is fantastic, but with the DH in the National League, I definitely think that Will Smith, his hit tool, his quick to the ball, his short to the ball approach, his clutch factor, I mean, his batting average is like over 313 from the 7th inning on in his career. So, yeah, I mean, he's got ice in his veins, man. I definitely want to see him in Dodger blue. And I think that locking him up is something that you bring light to. But we got Reyes tribute video. I'm not going to make a Reyes tribute video. D-Mac looks like Will Smith. Yeah, man, hey, just I don't slap people, okay? Here we go. We got can we beat Alcantara tomorrow or at least chase him early? Yeah, I mean, I think I'm actually really, really excited for Dodger fans, really, to be able to see how great Sandy Alcantara is. And we know how special it is to have a great pitcher named Sandy, except he's a righty pitching in Dodger Stadium. And, yeah, the thing about Sandy Alcantara is you talk about getting him out early. I mean, this is a guy, his last start against the Padres, 108 pitches and 7 innings of work. Before that, he goes 7 2/3. Before that, against the Reds, 105 pitches through 9 innings, a complete game. So he's a guy that goes deep into games. He prides himself in doing that. He has a 1.52 ERA in the month of August. So, yeah, it'll be a big test. Now, the thing with Sandy Alcantara, he has had the big punch-out games that we saw in July. We had the 12 punch-out games against Philly, the 10 punch-out game against Pittsburgh, the 10 against the Angels. So I still think that it's going to be a tall order for the Dodgers to go against him, but I also think that it's a good test. And when you have a cushion where you're up 18 games in your division, 6 games for best record in baseball, I think having these little mini tests up until the end of the season is definitely going to be important to see how this offense fares against a pitcher who's going to win the Cy Young in the National League, an elite starter. So, yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, he could. I mean, I think Hanser Alberto is going to get robbed for Cy Young, but I think it's going to go to
You win.
hold on, guys. All right, guys, can you hear me again? Hello, 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 hello. There we go. All right, cool. I'm back. Sweet, guys. But, yeah, your dog, after D-Bag heard something. But, yep, guys, we are back. And the Dodgers, they continue to dominate. They get the dub. They shut out the Marlins. Their 11th shutout, the win of the year. The big story, we broke it all down, Dustin May. And, yeah, we'll be back coming at you guys tomorrow. Look for some videos on the channel. You got Dodgers going up against Sandy Alcantara tomorrow. A big test for you boys in blue. Cody is not our problem. Minor bump in the road. Sound check. We back. Yeah, we back, guys. Just like Dustin May was back tonight. Sorry about that. Not sure what the deal was. But, yeah, tomorrow it's going to be an exciting one. Like I said, we'll see. I mean, it'd be great for the Dodgers to know that, hey, they can go and they can get to a pitcher of Sandy Alcantara's caliber. Then also, let's not forget, the Dodgers, they have their own. They got Ryan Pepio going tomorrow. So hopefully Ryan Pepio has some extra Pepio in his step and is able to get it done. But thanks for rocking with us, guys, here on Saturday night. Enjoy your Saturday night. You guys can party, celebrate this win, celebrate the return of Dustin May, and we're going to continue to see how that develops. Will he be a guy that the Dodgers turn to in the postseason as a frontline starter? I think tonight, if it was any indication, he's going to have a massive impact on this Dodgers rotation. But thanks as always, guys, rocking with us here. My name is Doug McCain. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMAC_LA. If you haven't yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and if you want to support the channel, smash that like button. Enjoy your Saturday night. Let's do a couple more comments, and we'll head out of this one. But we need to pay Trey Rise Up Michelada at Dodger Stadium. I don't care if they make the Micheladas like $50. I mean, we need Trey Turner. DMAC, my luck. We go. Thank God you got the sound check. Yeah, later, guys. Audio. Okay, yeah, I'll fix this audio and then we'll work on it tomorrow. But thanks again, guys. Thanks for rocking with us. See you guys next time. And as always, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
It's time.